time.
Crazy cold.
This is for
brother.
you,
Oh
Lord
my God.
Benjamin Netanyahu.
I want
Oh my
BaitZaDust to
God.
actually
What a start.
understand. What a start. Absolute important start.
Very
there.
appropriate to a Star Wars film.
Absolutely. You know what? You're right. It is because of its themes and its what this whole Star Wars universe talks about. You don't. It really dealt with like today's and modern and whatever time period they're in. It really talks about that. So with that, I'm going to talk about how the Empire and the Knicks are the same thing, because this is not how it's supposed to go. I'm just kidding.
That's a wild. It's next level, brother.
I was curious. I'm
The
like,
Knicks and the Empire are the
Crazy-
same thing.
Crazy first minute start.
Shout out to the Knickerbockers. My guy said, listen, we do like that.
Exactly. Also, here's another start. I don't know if I can just start here or start
Yeah,
somewhere.
Go for it, man.
go ahead.
I want to start with saying this. Grogu is old. Grogu is
How old is he?
Obviously he's a baby, but that is a grown child. even though the species of Yodas they age very slowly, it's just like that's
Grown man, by the way.
grown man, by the way, still acting like this. Grown man, by the way.
Grown man in human years, but like, dang, bro.
like
Clearly a baby.
Clearly a baby.
Start a
Clearly
family
a
or
baby.
something.
Start a family or something.
What are you doing here, bro?
Can't talk yet, bro.
How are you 50 years old and still saying Google Gaga? Like,
what's happening?
Lock in. Your priorities are all messed up.
Exactly. Do your taxes or something. This is horrible.
Grogui do his taxes is bonkers, man.
It's how I see this. It's how I see Grogu at this point now. You are a celebrity, so act like it. Do your taxes.
Grogu. How about he grew his bank account, dog? Like,
got him. Anyways, welcome, guys. Welcome to the Peak of Fiction podcast. This is a episode of epic proportions here. We are here to talk about one of the greatest, newest installment to the biggest franchise of of the world. There is no franchise like this. It's the Star Wars franchise, and we're here to talk about the Mandalorian and Grogu. And here to talk about this epic, insanely awesome film, we are here with three amazing hosts. Our first is our Imperial Officer, Supa O.
yo, what's good, y'all? Imperial officers, is that the good guys or the bad guys? I don't need. Because this review could get very, very right.
Depends on what side you on. You know what I'm saying? Like, really what it boils down to.
And
good to have y'all here.
And we have our Starfleet captain, Gray the Samurai.
That's it. You know, Captain got to give a salute. Well, we out here. We having a good time, man. This is gonna be a very interesting review, man. The context of this film for me was interesting because I have not watched any of the television show, so this was a very blind entry, very blind entry to these characters and into these storylines. I have watched Star Wars. Have not watched the series. Did watch the movie. I'm a movie guy, not a show guy when it comes to Star Wars stuff for the most part. So I'm excited to review with my context and with the information I have.
Nice. And I am interim host, Jedi in training, Padawan in training, Beto. How you guys doing?
Beto!
Yes. That's the first. Never got that before.
It's a round of applause in the background.
Round of applause. Put this on the record. We have never applauded our actual host.
Maybe he's never earned it.
This says a lot. He's gonna deduct our pay.
I love Bait. I try to throw him under the bus, but yeah,
we love you.
I'm just saying
what it is, man.
Hey, I Bait will play your cards right. There might be a position.
You might take over.
Who knows?
Promotion.
Promotion? I'd like to see that. I like those words. Anyways, we are talking about the Mandalorian Grogu. It is a movie that has been in the process for about years. To anybody who doesn't know much about the Mandalorian Grogu, probably you've heard about it from like merchandises, memes, talked about it from like other people, other friends. This is a movie that I don't think a lot of people wanted to watch, or this is a surprise to many, or not, don't know. But this is a continuation from the Mandalorian TV show. And for those who like Ray the Samurai is, who's just a movie watcher for the Star Wars franchise, I am too. I basically, and Super O as well, most of us, we like Star Wars for the movies, not the TV shows, which is really apparent from what this movie is. If you've never watched the show or never seen if you never watch any of these episodes, you might feel lost. But I guess from this movie, did you guys feel lost from like how if you never saw the TV show that much, was it kind of like a disconnect?
For me, I thought it was pretty. I never seen The Mandalorian. Like Gray, I've also my host and Gray said. I've also just pretty much watched the Star Wars films, and I've seen like an episode or two from like other Star Wars shows, like Andor. That's probably about it. But yeah, I've never watched Mandalorian. I heard good things about it. I just never watched it. Uh, but watching a movie that is pretty much, I guess, a movie continuation of the Mandalorian series, I got a grasp of it pretty well. You know what I mean? I don't think this is a movie that I think as long as you have like a base in Star Wars in general, you kind of get the gist. And even if you didn't, I took it as like a space adventure movie. You know what I mean? Even if this wasn't a Star Wars film, this just felt like its own like space adventure, unconnected type story. So
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And Gray, you felt the same sentiments?
Yeah, I mean, not to spoil it for those that haven't watched, but we're talking about a movie. We're gonna review this movie. Watch the movie at least to understand what we're talking about, because I'm gonna drop a name here that was present several times throughout the movie that I was familiar with as a person who's seen the films. Jabba the Hutt got name dropped a lot in this movie, and I knew who Jabba the Hutt is. I saw the Princess Leia scene a few times. So I know what I know what type of time Jabba was on. You know what I mean? Like, hey, man, he's a mobster. Mobsters move do gangster stuff. It is what it is. And so you know the concept that they introduced in the movie, they introduced who I believe is a character that I have not seen in any other film. They introduced his son. I've never at any point met Jabba's son at any of the other movies I've seen. I don't know if he's in any of the other TV shows in any instances. But I think overall, as someone who has only seen the films, it was a fun movie. It had good action. I like to think of it like this. I like to think of it like I on my first time watching John Wick, didn't understand all of John Wick's background at first. And it was cool because the movie was written in a way where you were invested in the action and what the character was doing. and then we got enough of the story to understand the context as it went through. And I think they did a decent job with that in this movie. I think if you don't understand the basis of Star Wars, like if this is your very first Star Wars movie, you might have a tough time. This might not be the movie for you. I think if you have general understanding of like Star Wars in general, you know who like the rebels are. You understand who the Empire is. Like you understand like I think like the concept of like why is the Mandalorian hunting people from the Empire? Like how does that work? Like what did the Empire do? Like you it's too much that you don't know to catch up on. I think if you have at least basic Star Wars knowledge, this movie was very enjoyable. I think if you have basic Star Wars knowledge and you've seen everything Star Wars, all the shows, all the movies, I think there may have been things that they included in this series that you may have recognized and acknowledged. But as someone who has only seen the films, I thought it was well connected enough for someone like me. And I think that was by design. I think that was not a mistake. I think they intentionally wrote it in a way where they understood that their audience was going to be fans of everything, fans of the films, and people that those fans dragged along who may not have seen enough of the content. Because I had a group of my friends that were like, yo, watch all of the Mandalorian series, binge it, like all of it, the whole thing, and then join us to see the movie. And I was like, I'm not going to do that, guys. I love y'all. Y'all are a great group of my pals. But I'm not going to binge the entire series and try to go to the theater. And I'm happy I did it. I'll be very honest. I'm happy I didn't binge the entire series to watch this movie. I do not believe that this movie was worth binging an entire television show. I enjoyed it enough for what it was, and I'll get to talk more in detail about it soon. But I wasn't confused because I'd seen enough Star Wars information to understand what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah, most definitely. This movie there's like two viewers, how Gray said it. There's people who've seen the show and people who haven't seen the show. And you get two different kind of outcomes from this. Initially for me, this movie is definitely fine because my expectations for this movie was 100%. I think this movie was going to be absolutely not good or just outright okay. And it still was okay. I just didn't think it was going to be, I thought it was going to be a whole, we're going to use this word a lot probably, a glove shido kind of movie where we see things that people like Gray who's never heard of any of these characters. He's never heard about the Sun. There's so much more characters that we don't know of that is going to appear, and a lot of the audiences will be like unrecognizable. But the biggest thing about this movie is that they were there, but they weren't there to be in a sense of you should know and you should be clapping your hands and, you know, hooting and hollering in the theater like how everybody was probably at a Marvel movie or a DC movie or whatever.
Avengers Endgame, when everyone comes out of the portals and you're just
everyone's just yeah.
It wasn't
you only get that once. That's only a once in a lifetime event.
Avengers.
We cannot hoot and holler every single time.
It's like,
I'm glad that was a once in a lifetime.
And throw them at the screen.
Bro, that was
exactly
unbelievable.
We can't do that another time. That's not going to happen.
I screamed so loud, thought I lost my voice.
Yeah, no, that was
Marvel got a different kind of sauce in their stuff back during that era, during that phase.
During that era,
phase, they had a different sauce in their stuff.
Like prime LeBron.
Like prime LeBron. Crazy. It's kind of funny. I know I don't mean to cut you off, but it's kind of funny that some of the biggest franchises in cinema, Star Wars, Marvel, are all under one umbrella.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop there. That's all I'm gonna say.
That was pre. I think that was pre Disney takeover though.
No, what like Avengers Endgame?
Yeah, was that pre? Oh, I thought that was okay.
Disney owned it. But during Endgame.
Oh, okay.
Disney started owning Marvel around after the first Avengers movie.
The very first Avengers movie.
Oh,
very
right.
close to that time.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, around Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, and like Iron Man 2, Thor. That was like Paramount Pictures, and then Paramount was like, we don't know what to do with this. And then they just sold it to Disney saying, here, have it. It's like, wow, you just blew your pinky off. Or blew your pinky toe off right there.
Disney kind of has it sounds kind of messed up, but it's kind of true. They almost have a monopoly on giant fictional cinema franchises, which is kind of scary. Because
it's already
who knows
scary.
What the mouse will do next? I have no idea what the mouse will do next. He could do anything.
You know what the mouse will do? This movie that we're talking about. The mouse has already done the thing.
He's already done. Yeah,
it's already done. It's this movie. It's the shows. It's all this hoopla.
It's the sequel films. Sequel films were made by the mouse.
Yeah, the sequel. Yeah. So, I guess we could get started with the summary. Let's cook. And no, I am not reading from Wikipedia. I'm just putting out there. I'm not reading from Wikipedia at all.
Yeah. It's ChatGPT. Come on.
Exactly. I'm not reading from that.
No, Beto, listen, guys. I don't think y'all understand. Beto is a real Star Wars fan. He's genuine. Mm-hmm. He knows all this information. He doesn't have to read from anything.
Exactly.
The synopsis.
It's already in there.
It's in his head.
It's in there.
It's not in my head though.
I just watched it. I did not sleep during the fight scene between Mando, Jabba the Hutt's son, and all those other weird creatures. I did not sleep through that. No, I did not. Okay,
he's locked in.
Yeah, he locked
Matter of fact, I am such a Star Wars fan. Guess what I have? I have the popcorn bucket. It doesn't have any popcorn in it, but you know what? I have it. It's with me.
High end.
Look at that.
High end luxury.
Look at that.
Of course.
It's luxurious.
And to all the people who probably saw a reflection of my room from that, good luck being a weirdo.
Yeah, don't never find us at zip code 22938. Never.
You just had to say it.
Good luck finding us on 239 Main Street. Suckers.
All right. So to begin the Mando and Grogu, and also I just have to also say, for those who don't know much about the Star Wars franchise, this movie takes place during, in between two sets of movies: the original trilogy, which is Star Wars: A New Hope, Star Wars: Empire Strikes Back, and Star Wars: Return of the Jedi, and in between the seventh, technically the seventh in the franchise, Star Wars: Force Awakens, Star Wars: The Last Jedi, and Star Wars: Rise of the Skywalker. That's what this movie and the show was taken between. So after Return of the Jedi and it ends with Force Awakens. Why I say that? Because the movie begins with an opening crawl, quotes around opening crawl. It just says, the Galactic Empire has fallen, ex-Imperial warlords are scattered throughout the galaxy, and the New Republic is trying to find them and also reunite the galaxy to a peaceful kind of era. In the lawless areas, the Mandalorian, with his apprentice Grogu, are hunting down these ex-Imperial fugitives. So we start with an Imperial warlord having a summit with local leaders of their base in the Outer Rims area. And while this Imperial warlord is promising the protection, he's just trying to be a warlord, raising prices. One guy objects to it. He's like saying, why are you raising the prices? This is why you're doing that. But then he gets shot. When he gets shot, literally 5 seconds later, the Mandalorian appears, defeats all the stormtroopers in that area, and is about to infiltrate that summit meeting. If that guy shut his mouth for 5 more minutes, he would have lived. but I guess you have to complain first.
Mm-hmm.
After the Mandalorian enters, the warlord flees, and outside, Din Grogu, the little creature, you know who that is, uses the Force
Baby
to
Yoda? Oh,
Baby Yoda, yes, that was a name for like a couple of years. Uses the Force to disassemble a polar mouse droid, whatever. That's just kind of like this tiny little thing, and almost gets infiltrated by another stormtrooper, but gets shot out of the sky by the Mandalorian. I'm saying the Mandalorian because I'm not going to use their real names. I don't think any of their fans are probably going to be like, "Who's Din Djarin?"
No way.
I'm sorry,
buddy.
guys. I'm going to use the Mandalorian.
That's how I'm going to keep referring to him.
Yeah.
No
Did
shot.
he even drop his
No
name?
idea.
Oh.
Not during. I think once during the whole
Prob-
movie they actually said his name.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, what? Who? What?
Decision.
Yeah. My dad, who's a fan of the show and the movie as well, I don't think he knows his real name. He just knows him as the Mandalorian.
Mando. Swapping out
Exactly.
the Mando.
Exactly.
Mando, never the little one.
So when the Mandalorian stopped the stormtrooper from almost capturing Grogu, he was using a walker at ATRT. The ones who are in this will know what that thing is. And they scattered down the mountain to see at walkers, which is those big things that big walker, Imperial, Empire Strikes Back, whatever. So in there's 3 of them. One of them is with the warlord, and they're trying to defeat and stop Mando from getting in them. But every single one of them gets murked by the Mandalorian, and at the last second, the warlord escapes. So before he escapes, and he just activates bombs in one of them, and with the Mandalorian and Grogu inside, Mando goes and uses the aiming system and tries to destroy the plane or aircraft used by the warlord that he was escaping in. And he uses it, and he fires, shooting down Barrow's vehicle, the warlords, and killing him, while also escaping the AT-AT.
I got to say something on this scene, quickly. It is kind of interesting to see how overwhelming these things are in the original trilogy.
Right.
You had a dog fight happening under these things in order to drop one. It was a lot of effort given to drop one. It was a lot of people, like a small army, fighting around this thing just to take one down. It was like 3 or 4
yeah,
in this fight. And Mando is by himself, bro. He is by himself. And he is literally just yep, all right, 1 down. Boop, boop, drop little bombs on this one. All right, 2 down. We go to the next one. I was like, this guy is single-handedly I don't know. Like I said, I haven't watched the show. This guy's moving I know I used a John Wick reference earlier. He is kind of moving like the John Wick of the Star Wars universe. By myself, I got it, bro. I don't need partners. I don't need allies. I don't need teammates. I got myself and my blaster, and I'm about that smoke. And he they were like, we gotta find him. And he came through the door. He opened the door on the army. And he dropped the army in their base, inside of their machine. And he's like, all right, man, I took out all the guys in this one. I'm gonna light it up and leave and go to the next one. I'm like, what's going on? I'll be honest, his power levels, if we're doing power scaling, if we're power scaling the Mando versus the characters from the OG trilogy, this man is stronger than I think every other character from the OG trilogy. The way that he was moving in this movie.
You put him over Luke?
bro, Luke was not doing this.
That's kind of crazy.
That's crazy.
That's kind of crazy.
Was Luke
I
doing
think it's
this?
just it's based
Was
off.
Luke doing this though?
Like,
Was Luke dropping these things like this?
Nothing from the original trilogy,
bro.
Well,
look at what he did in this movie, bro. Look at what Mando did by himself. No help.
I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but that seems like some LARPer take. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
I can't remember.
Bro.
I can't. That seems like a LARPer take.
I'm just saying, pay attention to the movie. What was Luke able to accomplish against that scale of an opponent by himself in the original trilogy? Because Luke was fighting those things in the original trilogy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he had help, a lot of help. It was crazy. Like, it was like a big thing. Like, these things are enormous. Like, and I watching those movies, I'm like, yo, maybe this is such an insurmountable, like, machine that it does take this amount of effort and work to drop one. Like, I that is the scale. I get it. In this movie, they broke that scale. They made Mando so strong that he was able to do something that should not have been possible for a single character in the Star Wars universe to do by himself. That was out of control. Am I off? Like, did we see the same thing?
I can understand what you're saying. I just
they broke the scale. I'm not making this up. I'm watching the movie. I'm like, this should not have been. They broke the scale.
They broke it because that's just lazy writing from their part. Because these things were like the biggest threat in like they were even scared of, like, even the updated version in The Last Jedi, they were scared of it. And I'm like, these things could just be like tripped over by like a blaster. One blaster, you can just trip them over. And I'm like, this is not how
they broke
these things work.
And it's not, this is not me saying, this isn't, I know you're saying like, whoa, you're saying that the Mandalorian is stronger than Luke Skywalker. I would say, like, it's strange that they wrote this story to make you think that. It's very strange that they wrote this story in a way that makes you say, this is the same enemy. This is the same enemy. This enemy takes an army and the main character to beat. And then in this other movie, the same enemy is beat by a guy, by himself, against 3 of them. Huh? I was like, what's happening, bro? It looked cool. I won't say it didn't look cool, but I'm at the same time, I'm like, bro, they broke the power scale. This is out of control.
It's based off lazy writing. I wouldn't say that. Yeah,
I generally can't remember the original trilogy, so like, so
it's been a long time.
You might have a point there. I just can't remember. But Dad,
bro, we never saw Luke Solo one, not even one. We never saw him walk up with a lightsaber in hand and just like, what? We never saw him do that against one of those. Not against one of those. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, one of those for sure. But if you have seen season 2 finale, he does go solo. Luke Skywalker does go solo on some people, but not those.
I haven't seen the shows, only
not those big scenes. Yeah, so yeah, I get what you're saying here, but don't worry, Star Wars fans. Don't worry. He's just learning. He's just learning.
I'm a movie fan. And I'm telling you that they broke the scale in this movie.
Yeah.
There were some things that did not make sense from a power scaling perspective. It did not add up.
Yeah.
I see.
That's their. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. That was a big sin from them.
Okay, now Darth Vader versus the Mandalorian.
No. Bro,
I mean,
you know, here's also a thing. Like,
Vader's also like not undefeatable, which I think is.
That is true.
Just a thing to keep in mind, I think.
Jon Favreau.
Everyone is very beatable in the Star Wars universe.
Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, they would 100% make a whole script where Mando and Darth Vader would fight, and they'd still make Mando win. And that's a possibility. That's a huge possibility. That's what happens when you make an OC. And can't let him lose. Can't make him lose. Just have him like. Just make him weak. Just make him weak. He doesn't have to be all powerful. Just make him weak. Yeah, that's all we're asking.
Yeah, this is my OC. What's his name? Dejani.
Dim
Dejari
Jajarn.
did, and he's ultra strong, and he doesn't have the force, but he can like go up against force users, and he's took it out like 5 sits, and he can take like an RT-AT by himself, and he has a sidekick. Original
Yeah.
OC, do not steal.
Original OC, do not steal. That's what happens when you make an OC in a universe that's already big as big. I don't know, as big as anything. Anyways, now back to the second part of episode 1 of the Mandalorian in Grogu, working for the New Republic. So after just killing off a warlord, the Mando and his sidekick character from a show I didn't watch, yeah, he goes back to the New Republic Starfleet where some base in California where he meets Sigourney Weaver, who's playing Colonel Ward. What a name. He is where they just explained that the Mando is working as an independent contractor hunting these Imperial war criminals, and Colonel Ward, Sigourney Weaver, is not happy that Mando killed someone because that guy probably had some leads to others, which Mando is like, who cares? I did what I had to do. But now she's like, okay, since you did that, now you got to do this. We have a relationship with these two Hutt crime lords known as the Twins. They are brothers and sisters to Jabba the Hutt, I would say.
Yeah,
so they
it's his siblings.
Yeah.
So the twins have information about Imperial fugitives, but if we're gonna, and their ultimatum or their bargaining was, we will help you if you help us bring back our niece nephew. He is stuck in this another underworld place, and we need someone to bring that person back. And the bargaining that the ward uses is, hey, we can bring back that ship that you had in season 1 of Mandalorian. We can bring that back to you if you're going to do this. Yeah, this ship is a ship that for you two and for those who haven't watched that show, the ship that Sigourney Weaver's character introduces him to is kind of the same ship that he had in season 1, but I think in season 2 it got blown up. Yeah, the ship was that ship does look cool. So it's kind of like that kind of like signature kind of thing, for like if you have like a TV show or any kinds of movies, like Batman would have his own Batmobile, or someone would have that kind of something like that.
So is that too? Okay.
Yeah, it was that kind of like type of vehicle for him, which I don't know why would you blow it up, but whatever, story.
It's a weird thing to do in a story.
Yeah. So after inspecting the Razor Crest, Mando was like, "You son of a gun, I'm in," and goes to the Hutt's place of living just to see what's going on. So they go there, and the Hutts are like, "Yo, they help rescue our late Jabba the Hutt's son, Rhoda, who has been fallen into bad company. Find him, and we will help you find your Imperial officer." So Mando is like, "Sure, let me do that." So we go to so now we are in episode 2 of this Mandalorian and the Grogu movie. So now arriving on the urban moon, Mando and Grogu seek out Rhoda while on the planet.
And if I might add, I think the what's it called? Shikari is the name of this moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the soundtrack that they used here. I was
Yeah.
like it definitely wasn't the most popping. Like as I was sitting there watching it, just it's like a very sci-fi synth based OST that's playing in the background. I just remember just nodding my head to that, like, yo, let me take out my Shazam real quick. Let me just say, this
Let's take out my
might,
Shazam real quick, and
this
it was like, who made this?
Ludwig again.
Ludwig.
That white
man's
boy
a
be onto
legend.
something.
It's always Ludwig Göransson. Ludwig. I forgot to also just mention this. Despite my criticism of this movie and what it is, it was really nice to hear the Mandalorian theme song in this movie, because I saw it twice. The second time was with you guys. The first time was with my dad. We saw it in IMAX, and just hearing the bass of that theme song, I was like, it's pretty good. Pretty good.
I feel you.
Pretty good. Love that theme song.
Feeding the fans.
Feeding the fans, I guess so. Now let's go back. All right. So, with the Mando is trying to find information, and he goes to find he finds an information guy that's in the form of Hugo Durant, a fry cook of that planet, who's trying to make a living. And with that living, Mando gives him a few New Republic credits, saying, "Hey, can you give me some information?" And Durant is like, "No." But then until he's heard the name of the person he's looking for, he's like, "Oh, you can find him literally at the arena." Which that's where they go to. They go to the arena to see the badly beaten and into bad company Rhoda in this gladiator arena, which turns out Rhoda's fine. He's literally the best gladiator there. He's kind of the top guy. Everybody's cheering for him. Everybody's loving him. So what gives? So Mando tries to sneak into the back, I guess the back area just to check out what's up with Rhoda, and he finds him. And he's like, "Hey, Rhoda, I see you having a good back massage there. What's up? I'm here to rescue you."
Massage is great.
I'm here to rescue you. Let's get out of here. And Rhoda's like, "No, I don't want to be rescued. Why? It's because it's fun here. It's fine. And I'm my own man. I don't want to be anything like Jabba the Hutt. I'm going to be my own man. So I'm going to stay here and be my own man and fight, be cheered, and be my own man. So I don't want to deal with anything with you guys do. So tell the twins, tell my uncle and aunt, I'm going to be my own man."
I forgot. What was his whole motivation again?
He wants to be his own man. And so it's like, I don't want to do any of that. So take it up with my boss and whatever. My boss Janu. So Mando's like, okay. He goes back to the fry cook, Hugo Durant. And Hugo's like, "No, I don't want to talk about that." And Mando's just like, "Just give me the information." Information is given, and now he is going to be like, "Okay, I'll go to the one place that he might be." Side note, did you guys know who plays Hugo Durant, the fry cook?
Who?
The Academy Award-winning auteur director, the man who said that Marvel movies are just theme parks.
Mm-hmm.
The greatest man alive, the absolute cinema man, Martin Scorsese.
Oh, Scorsese was the fry cook?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy is, I'm happy you mentioned this. In the opening credits of the movie, they're talking about like the characters we're going to see in the film.
Yeah.
And, you know, they list Pedro Pascal, and then I see Scorsese, and I'm like,
Oh
you
yeah,
got Scorsese here?
I did remember also being like, oh, I didn't even realize he would be in
I
this.
didn't realize Scorsese has an acting role in this movie. So I was like waiting to see him. Waiting to see him.
Yeah.
I never saw him, and I forgot about it. I even like, whatever. It's it's wild that Scorsese is now canon in Star Wars universe.
You know, he would do anything for Jordan. Here's the thing. For anybody who's still in that whole Martin Scorsese's an old man, he doesn't like any of my Marvel movies, my superhero movies. That dude loves cinema. And he is great friends with George Lucas. He's friends with George Lucas, Steven Spielberg. All of those guys, they were reinventing cinema in the 70s. So Star Wars, Jaws, all that stuff. He's like, hey man, you're doing great cinema stuff. I love them. So if you guys have any problems with Scorsese, shove it. I don't care. Scorsese's right. Always.
I mean, but didn't Marvel reinvent movies? You wouldn't say the MCU rebuilt the structure of movies now?
No.
Not a single impact?
No. Honestly, I agree with him when he said that sentiment, because I was like, it's theme parks. Everybody goes to a theme park. They have fun there. Movies, have fun. That he's saying they are movies. They're not cinema. They're not films. That's what he's meant. There's a difference between movies and films. Am I going to get into that? I'm not going to get into that.
You don't want to open that can of worms?
Nope. Another episode. Never episode.
You waiting for? I'm just saying, you waiting at the end of the credit scene of a movie, thinking that there's more. There's only one franchise has had that impact on people where they're still in their seats with the words flying across the screen.
Don't get up, you might miss it. Yeah,
right.
That's facts.
I mean, there has been post-credit scenes in like movies that you wouldn't even know as a post-credit scene.
Yeah,
You're right.
Like, nope.
That's kind of the super's point. Is that no one would know because no one stayed that long. People usually get up and say, "Oh, that was a good movie."
Yeah,
we leave. But now in front of almost after every movie now, it doesn't matter what kind of movie it is. People are hanging out after the credits to see like
everyone pulling out their phone, typing movie title has post-credit scene, and it's like the first like Reddit post there. Like, no, there is no post-credit scene. There's none.
Looks like I can leave now.
I'm just glad Star Wars is not part of that whole post-credit thing, because if it does, that's the end. That's the end.
Really?
That's the end of.
You think it'd be a bad move for Star Wars to add content post-credit?
In a way, yeah, because it's like it kind of like takes away that feeling of you just ended the adventure right there. Like,
okay,
because every Star Wars movie is just like it closes in with that wipe of like wow, the song is just building up, and it's like it's the end. It's all somber, or it's all good, or it's all bad, and just the soundtrack that, or the orchestra that John Williams or whoever is making the music, they're tying up the whole movie just with that simple scene, with that simple shot and the music, and then as soon as it closes, it goes to that's when you know the movie's over. You're like, I'm done here. I can go home, or I can just stay and appreciate the people who made this movie with the credits and all that. But yeah, I guess Marvel helped out with the post-credit scene phenomenon, but you only would know about a post credit scene if someone said it. Like I didn't know the movie I Love Boosters had a post-credit scene until I saw it on social media that there was a post-credit scene, and I was like, Oh shoot! Now I got to see the movie again. Am I going to see it again? Who knows?
Not me.
I
don't know.
You see it once.
I say not me as in I don't know. Still gonna say it again.
I'll wait for the streaming. Anyways, where was I? I was talking about seeking Rhoda. All right, yes. So, Mando goes and finds Janu, who is the boss and of the whole kingpin, I guess, about this whole moon planet's crime syndicate and whatnot. And he finds the hiding spot, and in that hiding spot, he goes and roughs up with Janu's henchmen. And in that fight, he wins that fight. He punches some guys, beat up some people, and Janu's there going, "Hey guys, stop this fight! Bring in the Mando. Just come in here. Just come in." Let's see. He ends the fight and he's like, "Hey, come into my office. Let me tell you something. Rhoda's going to be freed." And Mando's like, "Yeah, he is going to be freed. I want to buy his freedom." And Jano's like, "Yeah, but he's going to die because the fight is fixed. His last fight is fixed." He learns that and Mando's like, "What? That's not cool." But Janu is like, "Yeah, here's some expensive salt. Just take it and leave." But Mando's like, "No, I'm not going to do that." So Mando goes back to Rhoda's hiding spot and said, "Hey, dude, listen, you're about to be crossed. There's some treachery upon here. We got to leave. The fight is fixed and everything. Don't do that. Let's not do this fight. Let's just leave." But Rhoda's like, "Nah. Guards! I'm trying to be my own man." And the guards immediately just puts Mando to sleep and puts him into the fight. Night him. And so Mando wakes up and he is encaged, and the cage opens up to the gladiator arena, showing that he is part of the fight now. And he has to fight his way out. So now he is fighting Rhoda, and after a couple of tussles and all that, Mando got the upper hand and almost defeats Rhoda. But he says, "I yield, free this man. He is owed his freedom. He's done everything he can." And Jano's like, "You know what? He is free to die." Open up the other cages, and opens up a bunch of exactly, just gladiator reference. Exactly that. So, Jano releases a bunch of other creatures, gladiators, and they all tussle around and fight until one of the creatures deactivates the shields.
Yeah.
And with that came a reference that BaitZaDust told us after we watched the movie, when the shields go down and the aliens are free to go, it just became like a Smiling Friends ending where they all just leave and just start killing everybody. It's like, you're free to go. So what do? Just start killing.
Yeah, that's wild. That was
just starts.
They're just terrorizing the streets.
Yeah,
demolishing everyone and everyone.
It's like, don't escape. Just start killing.
It's real like, we saved the day, Grogu, and then there's just nothing but chaos behind them.
And that's exactly what happens. Just everybody. It's like, I was like, wow, we just freed Rhoda, and Rhoda's like, "No, I'm gonna leave." So both Mando and Grogu, they race Rhoda. They race him. They find him, and they're like, "All right, you got to go back. You got to go back. It's like we're not doing this we're not doing the speed chase anymore. We're going back. We're going to take you to your uncle and aunt." And so they get on the they get on the Razor Crest 2 and fly back to the New Republic side base in California. And during the trip, Rhoda is like, "Yo, listen, I don't want to be part of this. It's like you don't have to do all this and all that." And through a whole conversation that I can't remember that well, but Rhoda reveals that Janu is actually the Imperial officer that he needs to.
I'll explain. I'll refresh your memory. So, Mando is explaining to Johnny why he has to bring him to the twins. He's like, "Listen,
yes,
I got to deal with the twins, and the deal is, no." He explains it because Janu says, "I'm shocked that a man like you will be working for the twins. That's crazy."
Right.
And he said, "I don't work for the twins." He said, "I work for the rebels. I don't work for no twins. You're crazy." He said, "This is a mission that was sent to me from the rebel faction, and so that's why I'm doing what I'm doing." And he said, he said, "The deal is simple." He said, "I got to bring this to you so we can find this Imperial commander. Find this guy, we'll take him in, we'll fix everything. But the twins know who he is, and they won't give me that information until I give them you." And John was like, "Wait a minute. You just trying to figure out who that guy is? I know who that guy is. I know exactly who he is. And I also know that if you bring me to them, it's going to take you too long to get back to him." This was all a setup. It was all an elaborate plan. This was part of their plan to begin with. They were trying to screw you over.
Yeah.
But I don't like them, so I ain't gonna let them screw you over. We gonna go back and get them. And that's
exactly.
where it goes off.
Thank you. Exactly what happens, just like how I predicted and everything. I wrote it all down. So now that they got that information, they go to find where Janu is hiding on Epstein's island, and they go
Wait, what?
I mean, the way Rhoda talked about the place is like, "Oh, I go there for celebrations, and it's the only house in that area."
He was talking about, I only go there for snorkeling.
He went there for the snorkeling.
I went there for snorkeling.
Well, what else is he doing in that house?
Yo, that's a wild take, bro.
What the F would you go to the island?
The thoughts and feelings expressed on this episode are those of each individual host and are not shared amongst other host members. Viewer discretion is advised.
I mean, that's kind of
no restraint. There's no restraints on this episode. We can say whatever.
BaitZaDust is never going to let us do this.
We've name dropped the leaders of Israel. We've name dropped Epstein. What's happening? Oh no.
BaitZaDust is never going to let us do another episode on our own ever again. This is never going to happen. So now that they're going to capture Janu, they easily capture him by just walking into his house and interrupting their board meeting. Mando starts the fight. Everybody's tussling. Russell tussles. Someone has a flamethrower. Someone is starting shooting. Someone's starting to do stuff. A lot of stuff was happening. But they got the upper hand. The Mando and the rebels have the upper hand, and they capture Janu and say, "All right, you're coming with us." But then comes in some stormtroopers and start a whole firefight with them in a car chase. Mando calls the Razor Crest where Grogu and Rhoda are sleeping. Why would they be sleeping at a time like this? This is bad on them and on Grogu. Not a good apprentice right there. Deduct some points. So and Mando instructs Grogu to start up the ship, but Grogu is a child, 50-year-old child, and doesn't know how to start this thing up. Even though there was 2 seasons where he could have taught him in his original ship how to start the thing up. I don't know why he's and the new ship he got. I don't know why he didn't train him. Who can say?
Who can say?
Who can say
Truly.
why he did?
Grogu should have already knew, bro. Grogu should have already knew.
To
What you doing
premise.
that's so important? Bro, 50 years old, still
he's a
pulling on-
baby. All right, man. Y'all got
50 years old and still don't know how to start up with
50 years old and still don't have a license. That's crazy. It's crazy.
It's crazy. Absolutely insane.
Doing nothing but strolling on space TikTok or whatever.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So they capture him and they're like, hey, and they capture him and they're like, okay. This whole fight happened, the whole car chase scene happens. They get on they finally get on the ship and they get themselves back to that base in California. And on that base they relieve the Imperial officer to Ward, and she's like, this is not what we were looking for, but Mando explains the whole thing, and she was like, you know what, fine by me, you did a good job. So they all say their goodbyes. They're like, see you later, friend, see you later, dude. They send Rhoda off to someplace who knows, and Mando is going to go and live off the land at his house and just, hey, I'm going to take a break from capturing Imperials. And, Ward is like, sure, go right ahead. So Mando goes back home and just fix up the ship and everything. But not all things are going to be a happy ending. And if you thought this movie was going to end, boy, oh boy, we still have an hour left. This movie did not need to be 2 hours.
Yeah, I agree. It's a bit long. It's a bit long for what it is.
It's a bit long. So Mando,
just a tad bit.
Yeah. So turns out a bounty hunter was being sent to get a bounty hunter. The bounty hunter captures Mando, takes him back to I don't know why I said the McDonald's thing.
Copyright infringement.
2 rod waves.
He got sent to 2 rod waves, the huts.
Rod waves? Oh no! Nah, bro. Why are you putting rod wave under the bus?
We're just roasting everybody.
Slandering
his fans are gonna hate you, brother.
Slandering him is in right now. I couldn't help myself.
Exactly.
Sickest work I've ever heard of. You call the twins 2 rod waves. Yo, that's horrible. All right, bro. All right, man. This is ridiculous. How far off the rails are we gonna go?
The movie we haven't even finished explaining this whole movie. Basically, literally, they go back to the huts. The huts are like, all right, you crossed us, we're going to cross you. Send him to the pit with his helmet off. I ain't going to explain the helmet thing. But I guess I can. You know what? No. I'm not going to explain the helmet thing.
I'll just briefly share a bit about it. Just briefly. Mandalorian oath means that you cannot have your helmet off in front of other people at all.
Only a section of the Mandalorians have that whole oath thing. It's not everybody.
Yeah, not everybody. But like
not everybody.
This character does. This character has part like can't see my face. And if you see my face, you can't live. It's got to be your curtain call. You see my face,
Yeah.
your curtain call. And they thought they were going to do it as like a ha-ha, we got you. We saw your face and you can't stop us. Hee-hee. And then things go, and he's just like, nah, bro, you don't understand. I'm going to kill you. And then he gets dropped into the pit.
He got dropped to the pit, which he fights four swamp creatures, and then a snake comes out, starts going all demon souls and all that, and he gets bitten by the snake, which is poisonous. But when all things are he's about to lose, he gets help from a little guy called his apprentice, Grogu.
Called his apprentice is great.
Grogu actually goes in search for him because he is with him is Babu Freaks, and if you've seen The Rise of Skywalker, you probably know who those things are. The Babu Freaks. I don't know what their species is. Yeah, whatever their species is. I'm just going to call them the Babu Freaks. The Babu Freaks help Grogu and free Mando. They free him, but they're still on the planet. And Grogu's says, "Hey." Grogu's like takes him to Babu Freaks' ships, but Mando's like, "I'll go and leave. I'll hold them off." But he's just like sacrificing himself because the poison is getting to him, and obviously that ship is tiny, so they couldn't fit. Mando completely is about to die, but Grogu stays with him and makes the Babu Freaks leave and go and find help. Grogu uses the Force to heal his wounds and stays with him just to see if he can wake up. It's been a couple days of him not waking up, so Grogu tries to find ways to help him, and one way he finds help is from a guy who's I don't know, stuck on the swamp, just living his life, sitting on the docks, and just that character helps him out. He's like, "Hey, I got a special serum, but I have a special serum here. Put him in his mouth. It's gonna help him, but you got to do it fast. The bounty hunters that captured Mando is gonna capture you. He's looking around. You got to find it." So we get some kind of endearing, sentimental, oh my feels, ooh woos on Mando and Grogu. But then Mando wakes up and is like, "All right, we can do two things here. We could either leave or we can fight." And the reason why he says that is because they found the ship where Rhoda is. I forgot to tell you this detail. Rhoda was actually captured and sent back to the nephews, and he's tortured. He's being tortured. But they found the ship where Rhoda was in, and they used that ship to what?
Sorry. Yeah, come to think about it. Why didn't they just outright kill Rhoda? Because wasn't that their whole goal to begin with, to kill him, and then they don't have to worry about him usurping them?
I guess
I remember why.
Find information about Mando.
Nope. That wasn't why they didn't kill him. So they didn't kill him as revenge. They wanted Mando to walk in and see that the person that he's tried to protect is going to be tortured for like centuries because they have an extremely long lifespan. And the objective was bring him to us, and we'll take him out, so that way we can usurp the throne. And now they don't have to kill him. They can just torture him and hide his body and say he's gone, he's dead, and like he's alive, but like no one needs to know that. And then the toast can take the throne anyway. And it was meant to Mando put all this effort into protecting him. He gave up his own bounty. He put himself at risk to protect him.
Yeah.
And he failed to do so the twins still got him, and now he's literally getting absolutely like he's getting shock tortured in like a chair while unconscious, like sick work. They basically hooked him up to an electric chair for all of eternity. And he's just like in very bad state. And Mando looks over and sees it. He's like, oh crap, like this person I built an emotional bond with is now not just getting killed, he's getting tortured. And I'm not in a state to help him right now. I'm kind of at the mercy of the situation. And that's the experience the twins wanted to create. They wanted to create a feeling of like despair in Mando. But yeah, they paid the price for their for their audacity.
Okay. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just with the lifeline thing. Just
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because their lifespan is mad long. He was like, you know how long our people live? He's like, originally we were just gonna kill him, but now we're gonna torture him because you saved him. You thought you could let him live, and he will not live. You will have to die with the thought in your mind of he's being tortured because of something you chose to do. And that was kind of their vision.
Yeah. Messed up little creatures.
They are.
Yeah, so with that they use they in the ship they found out there's like a bunch of armor, guns, holes, sorts of stuff, and they're like, hey, should we just leave or we should fight? And Grogu's like, let's fight. And he was like, yeah, let's do that. And so they take that broken down ship and kamikaze in front of Jabba the Hutt, not Jabba, the twins stationary their base, and go through there and just do a whole punching and kicking, robots fighting, beating it up, and all that CGI stuff, also cool and everything. And they do a whole. There's like two scenes in this movie where it feels like the beginning of a video game fight. The first where the Mandalorian and the snake, like they're both in the same shot. And it's just like this, it just feels like they're about to start this whole, like the health bar is going to like appear for the boss.
It's a Souls game.
Yeah, it started like that. And it happened again in the end sequence when Mando is trying to fight the bounty hunter. And it's like, I don't know. I just felt like that scene
fighting game. It was like it was like this 2D fighting game for a minute there.
Yeah,
so it was definitely shot like this character's on the left, this character's on the right, and they're like doing combat moves and like switching sides. I was like, oh
yeah, it just felt like that.
I see what you're saying. I get the reference.
Yeah. So the punching and kicking continues, and everyone's got the upper hand. Jabba the Hutt is saying, "I'm going to be my own man" to his aunts and uncles, and as they're punching and kicking, Jabba the Hutt, not Jabba, Rhoda breaks the entrance to the pit, which he does an ultimate sacrifice, just like making his aunt and uncle fall into the pit so that they can be eaten by the creatures that's down there, getting the same fate as his own father did. But he, instead of a sacrifice, he gets saved by Grogu. Grogu saves Rhoda, and as they get saved, another swarm of droids starts to appear. But also, Mando gets a call. He's like, "Who's calling?" And it's actually the rebels. The rebels showed up, and the rebels are like, "Hold your..." It's like, "All right, where are you, Mando?" It's like, "Fire at my position." And they're like, "What?" "Fire at my position." And so it's like, all right, you got like 10 minutes or something. They make their escape, and the rebels immediately blows up, does a war crime right on the Hutt's main base, destroying all the whole line of Hutts just right there. And Mando, Grogu, and Rhoda escape. They fly back to the base in Canada. Not Canada, California. Everyone is saying their goodbyes again, and they're like, "Well, and Rhoda's saying again, I'm gonna be my own man and join the rebels. Will we ever hear from him again? No. He probably died somehow. Everyone gets into their own ship. Mando and Grogu get into the Razor Crest 2 and fly off into the sunset. And they fly off to the sunset, back to their home place, getting ready for season 4, if that ever shows up. And that is probably basically the Mandalorian and Grogu.
Ooh. Nice summary.
Good summary, dude.
Thank you. This is it's described here as a space western movie. I guess I feel it's a little bit of space western. The problem is I haven't watched too much western movies
I've watched a lot of westerns. I don't know if I call this a western.
You know what you would call a western? The first season. Literally the first season.
Oh, of the show. Okay.
The show. Because it felt like a western. But they kind of abandoned that idea for back to the space adventure, but it isn't the space adventure of stuff like the first Star Wars or space adventures of that we've known of that are classics or however you define that genre. But I just didn't think this was like the space western that I remember from the first season. I think of it as like manufactured and just a plain ordinary, not ordinary, just a plain space movie that I don't know.
Yeah, no, I feel you there. I have a very similar feelings on this. As even like a non-Mandalorian watcher. This does feel like a typical space adventure movie. It definitely feels like this movie itself. It definitely feels like a movie that like a TV movie, like a movie that you see for like a movie about a TV show that you would like probably play for like an hour long block on a channel. And I kind of get vibes of that with this one, which is actually why I'm surprised it's not like a Disney Plus exclusive. But
straight to streaming.
Yeah, like a straight to streaming film. But you know, seeing like would I personally rewatch it? Probably not. Not probably not as it is right now. But if I were to rewatch the show or watch the show, I never watched it. If I were to watch the show,
I ain't watching it again.
Maybe. Who knows? But yeah, nah, this like I've seen. For me, like this film is like a real like I'm only taking it as like a regular space movie just because like I feel like I've seen better films in this franchise. And there definitely are a lot better films here.
Bro.
Yeah,
it's so much better.
Yeah, like I'm gonna probably get this one. The Revenge of the Sith, is that the one with? Is that the 6th movie? The last one.
It's the
prequel?
3rd.
Okay,
it's episode 3. Yeah,
episode 3.
Okay. Yeah,
but it is the 6th movie that they released in the Star Wars storyline because you know, episode 3 came out. They did the prequel movies late.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, I would say like there's a lot of like mainline Star Wars films, and even just a couple. Actually, but I don't know if I've seen a whole lot of. I don't think I've seen the Rogue Ones and Solos, which are like the spin-off movies. But like as far as like I wouldn't put this movie as with the better Star Wars films. At the same time, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. It's not even really even that bad. For me, it's a real like in the middle road. You know what I mean? Like to me, it really is like inoffensive to me. You know what I mean? Like I don't terribly like it, but I don't terribly dislike it either. It's just like right there. But yeah, nah, this was an awesome in the middle of the movie, I too also fell asleep a little bit.
Bro, how you gonna say it's not? Bro, be real.
It's
You fell
kinda
asleep.
boring.
You were sleeping.
But I didn't fall asleep for a long time. I didn't fall asleep for a long time.
Brother.
I
That's
think
terrible.
it was around the point where the bounty hunter first showed up around his home. And then like I slept through that up until like when I woke up, he was like in the pit fighting the snake.
The snake?
Yeah, yeah. So just like, oh yeah, okay. Yeah, for me, it is like a little like there, but like at the same time, I don't know. Like when I think of like bad film, I think of like a film like I go out of a theater and think like, man, this plot point didn't make any sense. This point was redundant. This was thing, and there were like a couple like scenes here that like stretched on too long, perhaps. But there wasn't anything here that I left and felt like, oh Disney, how dare you put these plot points together and waste my time and yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Like I didn't feel that strongly about it.
Yeah.
You kind of had like a meh approach to it.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel you.
It's very meh.
Yeah. I might get some flack for this. I'm gonna just say it though. Hey, it is what it is. This is my podcast. You can't stop me from speaking my mind.
And it just cuts right here.
Great timing.
Like, nope.
We can't.
I can probably count on one hand the number of times I've fallen asleep at the movies. It's not common. Usually a movie keeps me engaged. I like a good story, something interesting, something that's really got me locked in. There were quite a few parts in this movie that were full out boring. They were boring. I don't know if they were boring because I haven't watched The Mandalorian. I don't know if they were boring because I wasn't that invested in the characters. But there were moments I was watching this movie and I just said, I don't really care about what's happening right now. This movie could exist without this story part. Like this story part feels non-essential. And if you've watched this movie, you know exactly what part I'm referring to. I'm referring to Grogu's adventures in the woods.
Yeah.
That was so painfully boring. The Mandalorian is poisoned and is unable to protect himself. And Grogu hides him, builds him shelter, and then tries to find ways to nourish him. And by accident, ends up getting an antidote for the poison. Okay. Brings an antidote to the Mandalorian. The Mandalorian's okay. Now the story can continue. I know the movie is called The Mandalorian and Grogu. I know it is. That was the most that part was the most non-essential. The most story didn't move. We learned nothing about Grogu in that storyline. Grogu's capabilities as a side character were not enhanced through that storyline. The Mandalorian's ability as a main character was not enhanced through that storyline. None of it. Nothing happened. It was very non-essential. And I do not see many movies that waste that much time for their viewers. I don't see many movies that do that. It really felt like they were just like, how can we stretch it? It's not long enough. How can we stretch it and make it longer? And I was like, no, that's not why I'm here. I didn't come to the theater to see this movie and to see you all just add extra time just because. I think when you, and maybe some people feel differently that have watched the show, I felt like there were sections of this film that were an actual waste of time. I do not say that often. I usually have a very positive mentality about many films. If you watch this podcast often, you know that I'm usually on the side of positivity. This by far was one of the most disappointing things I've seen from the Star Wars franchise. I was disappointed because I've heard such high things about this show, and they were creating a film, an opportunity to be a cinematic masterpiece. This film had the potential of drawing in new Mandalorian fans. If this movie nailed it, if they did an excellent job on this film, as a person that watched the movie only, I could see someone saying, wow, that movie was so good. I want to watch the show that the movie is based on so I can appreciate this masterpiece more. They had the potential of doing that in this movie, and they seem to not have that desire. It almost seemed like they were just like, let's add some stuff from the characters in the show that people like and make it a movie, because movies have nice screens and good audio, and people are going to really come to the theaters because it's Star Wars. We're going to just coast on the brand of Star Wars and on the brand of Mandalorian and on the brand of Grogu, because, some people like all these things, and we're going to just hope that this is enough to make people go to the theaters and spend their money on this movie. And people did it, and maybe the fans loved it. I've never watched the show. I was severely disappointed, and I'm even more disappointed. Here's what I'm really disappointed. I'm even more disappointed because I was hoping that the movie would make me want to watch the show, and it did not do that.
Yeah.
In fact, it kind of made me feel like I'm not missing much. I don't need this.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Like, I like the movie had the effect of making me not want to invest more in the franchise that the film is based on. That is extremely disappointing from such a celebrated franchise, from a franchise that gets insane funding. The film had a lot of production value, but you need more than production value to make a good movie. The story was just lacking. It just was. It had some things that I liked. It did. It had some things that I thought were interesting. But for the most part, it was very disappointing as a movie. I felt very let down by this film.
Most definitely. I completely understand. It's from what we were getting, as someone who has watched the show, as what we were getting from the beginning of season 1. It started off promising. Season 2 started off a little bit promising, but some things were lacking. But by season 3, we were getting a completely different show, a completely manufactured, companied, issued show that just felt like it had to be mandatory that we get no character developments. We get the merchandising show. Like, this was just a big, huge advertisement for a toy. And that's legitimately how I felt about this movie. It just felt like we were just getting, hey, buy the Grogu plushie, get the Grogu lunchbox, get the Mandalorian sweatshirt and whatnot. It never really felt like a real movie to me that well, but it still was okay. It just couldn't really be anything other than, I don't know, a movie that it's probably going to be pretty avoidable and pretty much a movie that no one's going to be remembering about. It's going to be like those that I think there was like this one Ewok. There was like 2 Ewok movies that it's technically canon, I think, but no one remembers it. It's just going to feel like that. And yeah, this movie is just a big dud in the Star Wars franchise, and it's been like 7 years. No, like
10 years, right?
No, the last movie was 2019. It was The Force Awakens was 2019. So about like, I'm not gonna say 6. Yeah, so it was almost that many years since the last time Star Wars was in the theaters, and the filling the void was TV shows, and I think that kind of tarnished it a little bit, because Star Wars has always felt like movies, just fantastic or brilliant space adventures put to the big screen. and with amazing storytelling. TV shows, I can kind of understand it because George Lucas, he did wanted to make a show that talk about the underworld, about like the things below the whole Sith, Rebels, Jedi, and all that. This show could have been the thing that could have been just about something completely unrelated to Jedis, Sith, and all that, but somehow it just brought it back in, and I'm like, we don't need to hear about that. We don't need to hear a lot about. Sometimes a TV show doesn't have to always be connected to like that, but yeah, for me, from Star Wars, it's just movies to me, and also I don't need to hear about a character that that was in it for 5 seconds. I don't need to know the whole story, because that's what's been going on for basically since Star Wars was bought by Disney. They were kind of filling in these gaps that we didn't need to learn. Like, I don't like, sometimes I don't really need to know who brought the plans, like who was the one who brought like Rogue One. I didn't need to know that. I didn't need to know what was Obi-Wan doing. I didn't need to know what Ahsoka was doing. Ahsoka needs, sorry, hot take. When is the end of Ahsoka? Like, some of these characters needs to go because obviously some of these characters, it's like, we don't need to know everything. And they kind of like, they're kind of a plot hole themselves, and a whole like contradiction. But like, where's
she was
Ahsoka?
A key character in the Clone Wars.
Yeah, but I know she wasn't going to be in the original trilogy. I know you have an excuse, but like, at some point you need to just like, she lived and then she died, or she left. She went somewhere. I don't need to know everything. But yeah. I guess what part of this are we doing? Is this
we should vote on our
is this a peak? Is this a peak film, mid-peak, pick me that
pick me?
Is this a pick me film? It's a pick me movie. Yeah. Is this a pick me movie?
It's definitely.
Vote now.
I'll start.
On your screen.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll start. Why not? This is wild for me to say this, because I don't think I've rated anything like this way before. This is low mid.
Low mid.
This is low mid for me. I can't even call it mid. I'm too disappointed to call it mid. You had too much money. You had too much history. You had too much potential. I think if this was like a random, like, this is no branding, we just got a random film with these two characters in it, some kind of like telepath, move things with my brain baby, and gun-toting bounty hunter, and the premise of the film was two mobsters that are related wanted to have their nephew brought back because the nephew found out and he's in an underground fighting ring, and they sent the bounty hunter to bring the kid back, and the kid's like, my own man, and I'm gonna break out and do my own thing, and like, they just made it with a different premise, but it was not Star Wars related at all, which could exist. I think there's a world where these elements exist in a different context. I'd probably rate the film a bit higher. I probably would rate it like mid, but I actually take away points. I take away points because of all the advantages that they had and fail to carry a good story. Like that is insane. I might go so far. I might go so far as to say that this is the worst Star Wars movie I have ever seen. I think I'm on that. I think I'm on that tier right now.
Have you seen
I've never
Solo?
been so disappointed.
This movie just broke him.
Have you seen Solo?
I haven't seen Solo. I saw Rogue One. Rogue One was great. Original trilogy was very good. Prequel movies were enjoyable for sure. Sequel movies, they weren't bad. They left something to be desired, but I thought overall they were decent. I thought the sequel movies were decent. Some of the sequel movies I actually thought were actually kind of cool. This is something else. This is like Solo isn't based on a TV show. Like Solo is a prequel movie about a character that we've seen in the Star Wars universe already, an established character, a main character in the Star Wars storyline. This show, I'm sorry, this film had so much material that it could pull from. Seasons. How many seasons of The Mandalorian are there?
Like 3, I think.
3 at this point.
There's
Yeah.
3 seasons of backstory, and the result of these 3 seasons of backstory was this movie. I'm so let down. I can't put my first tier anything higher than low, and I think past low tier, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. It's not. But I'm so disappointed. I'm giving it low mid. It's low mid for me.
Yeah, I think I
Heard.
share similar sentiments with you. Granted, I also give it a low mid. It was very, but for me it was more like it was really on the cups of like low mid and then mid. But it just had like a little. There's a couple aspects of the movie that just quite wasn't there for me. That just didn't quite do enough, and it just couldn't earn points in that regard. So it stuck at uh couldn't quite make it past to the middle of the branch. But yeah, no, this is definitely, we've mentioned it a lot already. This is definitely like a TV movie. Uh, like to me, it's very reminiscent of the type of movies that animes would have. Sometimes you just have an anime will just have a movie that has nothing to do with like it's just kind of there. It's like uh this it's just there to kind of capitalize off the branding, but it's not really there to like build upon the world or do anything really cool. It's just it's just there, and that's kind of how it feels like with how this movie feels like with its show. Uh, like I said before, it's not inoffensively bad for me, but it's not exactly great. I do say there are worser Star Wars films. I haven't seen Solo, but I heard that one's pretty terrible. I have seen Rise of Skywalker, and that one I would definitely put under this one. Uh, but yeah, nah, this movie was it's like I said, maybe if I ever watched Mandalorian show, it'll motivate me to rewatch the movie, and I can see it with more favorable eyes. Uh, but for right now, it is definitely just a regular space adventure movie, and sometimes that's not bad, you know what I mean? But sometimes it's not bad, I even in that regard, I kinda, like, separate it as its own type of film, uh, but there are just aspects that just didn't quite I feel like the movie just didn't go further, enough with. Some things in the movie I liked, but there's a lot of it that I just felt indifferent about, so that's why it's kind of at a little bit for me.
Yeah, heard these. Yeah, this movie is mid for me. Um, I'm just not a fan of these spin-off movies that try to becomes that it doesn't feel standalone. It feels like this movie did feel that standalone, but it's not it's not up to being like a Star Wars kind of project or in that area. It never felt like it. It doesn't even try to be. Never gets to be. There's no character development. It's just a bunch of characters doing things, and they just hide and do things. They do this, they do that. Feels like 3 episodes already of a TV show. Um, and if it did try to grab you and be like, "Hey, watch the TV show," it didn't even capture that kind of attention. And it did for the first. kind of did in the first 5 minutes, but if it had to continue with that, it would have worked. The best thing you could do is, if you can, just watch the first 3 episodes of The Mandalorian, and you'd think that, wow, this could be a good movie. But no, the show and this movie are like two different things, and it's overcrowded by a bunch of executive producers and executive, like, just kind of like a too many cooks in the kitchen kind of situation. This movie probably is gonna make the big bucks, and we're gonna get a bajillion of these. But I hope that at some point everyone realizes that we just want a Star Wars movie that is incredibly written, incredibly directed, incredibly scored, and it does not tease every 5 minutes the spin-off movie or show that you should be watching. And don't show us the cute thing for project kind of thing. I'm tired of Grogu. I'm not too tired, but I'm tired of him. He needs to grow up.
Yeah, get a job.
Get a job. And someone said on Twitter that no one has ever made a fan art of him grown up, because they all try to make him like look like Yoda, and also keep that cute features he has. But I'm like, fans of Peak of Fiction, I implore you, please create your best fan art of Grogu as like a teenager or as an adult, at Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, and tell them, hey, can you guys in the next season just make him a little bit older, or I don't know, do something, go back to basics, or just try to create something interesting. We don't need to be in this overexpanded universe. Tell a simple story, get to the point, have fun, and make it interesting. This movie wasn't. I slept at the second time, and I'm probably going to be sleeping at the third time.
You're going to watch it 3 times, brother?
No. If the third time someone tells me to go watch this movie, I'm probably going to fall asleep again, and I'm probably going to use that to get a good night's rest. Actually, I'm going to find it on some website. I'm going to sail the 7 seas right now, and I'm going to put it on, and I'm just going to go back to bed so I can get a good night's rest. That's what I'm going to do.
Fall asleep mid request. It's like, hey man, are you trying to go see that Mandalorian and Grogu movie? Yo, they don't.
I'll bring
a blanket and a pillow to the theater, gang.
Exactly. That's what I'm gonna do. Well,
what did you rate it, Beto?
Mid.
Or mid what?
It's a mid, low mid, mid.
Okay. Mid low. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Very mid. Yeah. Have no heart, have no care. Spurs in 7, I guess. I don't know.
I'm talking about the NBA right now, man. Not right now.
Hey, someone gotta be.
Yeah. And it's with that, I guess that's it here. Thank you guys for listening. This probably is never going to happen again with the 3 of us alone. We need hopefully if you guys like what you've listened to, make sure you follow us on all the social medias.
Yeah,
we probably have
subscribe.
A Tumblr.
Do
follow
all of it.
Yeah,
all of it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, check it out on Spotify, check it out on Apple, the podcasting, wherever you listen to your podcast to. Make sure it's Peak of Fiction, and if you like it, you can, I don't have a pun, super create a pun for create an outro pun right now.
Oh god.
Man, DeLorean, you're really got me.
Oh, no. It's enough. It's enough, guys. Thank y'all.
Yeah, I get it.
Thank y'all, man. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, baby.
Thank you for coming.
Good night.